Okay, I took the tailstock from the second one and I clamped it to a 1, 2, 3 block just so I could measure the distance to the center line. I don't know if it's going to be straight or not. We'll have to take a look here. We'll take that down. I know you're not seeing anything because I'm on the wrong side here. Here, let's turn it around. Let's go over this way. I actually need a bigger surface plate, but the cost of shipping a bigger surface plate is astronomical. Even worse now, I'm sure, than it was back when I bought the ones I have. And the ones I have, I would have only had one, but the corner got busted off when they delivered it. I complained about it, and they said, well, we'll send you a new one. I said, what do you want me to do with the old one? Throw it away. And I said, okay. Threw it right into my shop. It's got a crack going into it, but so far it hasn't gone any further than when they dropped her and broke the corner off of it. Whoops, I bumped it. 0. Fourth thou. So I got fourth thou from. So I got fourth thou from here to here. So from there to there. So this is higher over here. So I need to put probably a fourth thou shim underneath. Let's just try that. Let's see what. Here they are. I knew I had them out here. Here's a 5. Here's a 4. Now loosen it up. Stick a fourth thou underneath there. Bring it back down tight. Hold everything tight down. Tighten it up. And we'll see what we got. Okay. Ah. I feel something. Oh, I think it moved when I tightened it. It moved when I tightened it. It'd be nice if I could take that hand wheel off of there, but I can't. Really can't. Or otherwise, it's, no, it fell apart here. Come on. Come on. We're getting snow right now. So we are having a white Christmas. It was almost all melted, but it was still white. Kinda. Before it snowed. And I'm not going anywhere for Christmas. Christmas Day here. I'm sure my wife will be going to the nursing home. I could go out there and blow the driveway out, but I'm not going to. I'm going to spend my time in here. All right. Lower her down. Thou up. All right, there's 0. And then about a half a thou. So let's get the reading here. Let's set that right there. Don't move. Here. I don't want it to fall on the floor. All right. So it was 0, and I had about a half a thou. And we'll see what we get here on the Cadillac, the old Cadillac gauge. You know, I put this thing to a lot of good use since they threw it away or sold it. Basically threw it away because they're expensive. I got it for $50 or was it 75? Something like that. Anyway, it was under $100 that I got it for, so it's unbelievable. All right, 1 inch. $4.97 and 6/10, and $2.50 from that. So I could have just forgot about the $2.50, and I could have found the differences. Well, I can do that right here. Just 1 inch, 8/46.3 to the top of this pin, or to the top of the spindle, and 1 inch, 4.97.6 to the top of the spindle on the. So that's 7. 8. And 348 7/10. Correct? 13. I always like to add them up again to the bottom number to see if I did it correct, because my math skills, I used to be so great at math. I mean, I just like boom, 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 but not anymore. I don't know what's going on. All right, so it's 348 7/10, but got to have 4 thou bigger on one side. So 3 inches, or 348.7 on one side, and then add 4 thou to that. 3 inches, 52 and 7. All right, so that's what we need to do. We need to get the gauge blocks. 348.7. Need to get the gauge blocks out. And I'm looking for, oh, I got it right here. It's still on there. Still clamped up. We need that. Unclamp that carefully. Okay. We need that to transfer the holes. Oh, got a little tiny ding there. Little tiny ding, and I can't get it off. The bed off the there. And that's a good sign, though. And now, there we go. Much better. I'm going to set this over here. Somewhere. Okay. So now, this is the side that's got to go down. And I need some gauge blocks. This on the way. I'm just moving that up so that I can move it back. So if I can get the gauge blocks over here. Whoops. Alright. Hopefully I have a couple 1 7 pence. Nope, I don't only got one. There's 1 7/10. 348. This pen is not cooperating. 248, 7. So now it's 248. So I need 248. So I need a 100 and a 148. 143, 5, 7. Well, I'm going to cut away here. You see what I'm doing. Just going to go ahead and stack up blocks so that I can get there. And then I'll come back and I'll transfer the holes. I'll just do all that offline. There's no sense in watching it. But here's a 348/7 block stack, and then I'll just make another stack for the low side, or the high side, I should say, and then transfer the screw holes. And then when I get, maybe I'll come back when I can get back over to the mill. Okay, I'm not sure exactly where I left off on video. We had 18 inches of snow, which I had to clean up, and other things that went on. I worked on, I fixed 5 snow blowers. When the snow flies, yep, everybody tries to start their snow blower, and guess what? Doesn't start, and carburetor's gummed up, and anyways, I worked on snow blowers, and finally all caught up here, I think. So, and I have the second. I don't know if I can look to see if this is in the shot or not. Okay, you can see it. I got the other tailstock mounted, so they're both mounted. So the left-hand one is mounted, and so I was just checking alignment here with the spindle, and slides right in. So alignment's good. So the next thing to do is to put the gib in the back. and I got to figure out how long I want to cut this brass to fit in there. The screws are going to have to be in a ways, so it's no use making it much longer than that. So I'm thinking I'll make I'm going to even number, 1.5 inches. I'll make those an inch. Make those brass gibs 1.5 inches long. Do I want it? Yeah. Wait a minute here. I might want to go all the way out to the end at 2 inches, because if I set that screw in there, yeah, I'm gonna go 2 inches. I'm gonna go clean up the end, or I really don't even have to clean up the end. Just want to make them 2 inches long. So there'll be just a little bit left over on the end. So I might as well just clean up the ends too. Clean up the ends and cut them off. Oh, my bandsaw. It's kind of surrounded by stuff, so I'll just cut these down to 2 inches. I'll clean up the end and cut them down to a length of 2 inches. And once I get that done, that way I can put them in here, and then this one fits tight though, like the other one did. See if I'm gonna get a file and see some high spots. I got a Arkansas stone, but this is a very smooth stone. It's it doesn't take hardly anything. It's a hard stone. So I'm just gonna take it. I'll take a stone. Take a softer stone after it. Take a little. You know, these things have gotten thrown around over the years. We're packed away up on the shelf over there. Just, I see a ding there. Not anymore. Right there, it was a ding too. Something fell on it. And a ding out here on the end. Got dropped, apparently. There we go. Last side here. And that side don't look like there's any dings or anything. All right, there we go. She's snug yet though. She's snug. Must have a little bit of taper to that. Let's check it out. We've got 250. In calipers, I've always said it's only good for plus or minus 5, so this is only a rough guesstimate. 250 and 251, according to this. So it is a little. I'm going to get the file and go after that and a little bit with the file. Draw a file in. I don't have a surface grinder. Wish I did. Maybe someday. I don't know. I'd have to find room for it. But it would be nice to have a surface grinder. For things like this. still tight. How about the other way? The other side. That's tighter yet. So I'll just keep filing her down a little bit. File the cutter marks out of it and it'll should be down then. That'll do right there. It's a little snug right there yet on the very end. It could have warped a little bit too over the, laying around. Not sure what grade of brass this is. I'm sure it was some old scrap that I picked up along the way. That'll work. Well, let's go over to the mill and we'll mill this down to this size. That way I can just butt it up close off to the end, and then we'll drill a couple adjustment holes and then a lock hole in the middle for a lock screw. Okay, let's go over here. I am liking those lights. I do like these lights. So it was a good buy. A good purchase. Not one of my purchases that I buy and I go, why did I buy that? My trigeminal acted up a day too, so just making up excuses why I didn't put up any videos. Been busy. I mean, I really have. Quite honestly, I've been busy moving snow and fixing snowblowers. Working on snowblowers. Well, that's, when I bought that business from my father-in-law, I got alternator, generator parts, and motor parts. Small engine parts, and all kinds of stuff. So you got to make use of them. Either that or try to sell them. And I've been toying with the idea of selling some of the stuff that is for older vehicles that I don't think that it would only be for a classic car, and there's not enough call for that around here to hang on to that stuff. So I might put some of it in a garage sale when we have garage sale. And it's going to be a huge garage sale. And get rid of it that way. There is stuff that there's no way I'll let go of. Like telephone. I have the old crank telephone. With the receiver, or the receiver hangs on the wall and you crank it, and the old telephone. I have 2 of those, and those aren't going anywhere. They're gonna stay with me. They got to be worth something. I don't know. Something to somebody anyway. That's a telephone that my grandma would have used when she was young. I'm trying to zoom you in. There we go. Half the time it doesn't want to work for me. Now that light's a little bright, doesn't it? Let's move it back See, that's what I like about it. I can kind of move it around. Get the camera where it's seeing it. All right, let's get an end mill here and put jabbering and make some chips. I have a 1/2 incher here. That'll work. A little bigger than I really need, but it'll work. Shift into high. That way it locks when I tighten it up. And we're just going to clean this up, this end. Oop. Turn my quill stop down. It's cold out today. We've been having last like 3 or 4 days now, 25 below, and the high was 6 below, I think. So it's cool. But I'm in wearing a nice warm shop, so not to fear. Although my heating cost is going to go up this year, the way it sounds. It sounds like MDU, natural gas. It sounds like natural gas is going to take a good hike. And what kind of end mill is that? It's got. I just noticed on the flute that it's almost looks like a boring end mill. Let me look at that. Yeah, that don't look so good. I'll get a different end mill. Okay. Just had one the other day that was pretty good. This is a freshly reground one. I got to do that someday here again. Set up and go through that and show you my latest progress on grinding end mills and stuff. Just. All right, here we go. Up. Now, I'm going to need something to put on the other side of the vise so that the vise doesn't tilt and then whip that up. So I'll get the other one and the file. And pull the other key out, put that in here. Will it stand? I'm just going to scribe a line on it and mark and mill right to the scribed line. That'll be plenty good enough. So where are the calipers? And no, I'm not going to ruin my calipers by doing this because I bought this caliper specifically for scribing and doing this kind of stuff. It has carbide inlays on it, so it's not going to hurt it. You know, if you had you know, the regular calipers and you were doing steel scribing, you're going to wear the tip down. These with the carbide, yeah, I've had it for many years, been doing this, and they're fine yet. I don't know if you can get them with the carbide inserts like that anyway. It's a Michitoyo with carbide inlays on both sides. In ID and OD. All right. Get that over here. Want it so that it's the line is. There we go. Okay. Now, are we in the shot and how is the light? Let's get the light over here like this. You see? You can kind of see, and I can see. Take it right up to the scribe line. See the squealer? Alright. I just took the scribe line. Okay, so that one's done. And deburr the end a little bit. And then we'll do the other one here. Same thing. First thing we'll do is lay it down and clean up the end. Stand this one up over here. You always want to have something similar to this width on the other side, because your vise, the movable jaw it's movable. It can move a little bit. And if you're clamping on something long or something like this, and you don't have anything on that side, it's going to teeter, and it's only going to clamp it right on the back corner then, and it's just going to go bloop, flip right up on you. Plus, you don't want to lay into your vise and tighten it so tight that you're going to wreck the vise. I've seen people get hammers out and hammer the heck out of the handle and put all their weight on the vise handle. And you know, with that screw in there, it's putting out a hell of a lot more pressure than what you think. And the only thing it's going to do is it's going to spring the back jaw. And if you don't believe me, you put an indicator on the back of your jaw here, and then tighten the heck out of something, and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. It'll move. It'll ruin your vise. What I'm trying to say is it'll ruin your vise. So don't do that. You want to tighten it tight, but you don't want to tighten it so tight that it's, I don't know. You get the feel for it, you know, and how tight you really need to tighten it. That comes with crashes. Going, oh, I didn't tighten that tight enough. All right, let's move over to the end here. Ooh, I went down my shirt. Right up to the line. Right up to the line, and a little more to take the line. And that should be good enough. Okay. Got them both done. Now we want to install them, clamp them in place with a parallel or something. Let's unzoom here. Oop. Come on. Are you all the way down? Ah! My zoom is not wanting to cooperate. There we go. All right. Let's move this drill and stuff. I left my drill out here because that's the size. I'm going to put 440 screws in there, I believe, for the adjustment screws. All right, I'll get one. I'll get one here. We'll get the left-hander one first. And we'll stick that in here. I could drill and tap them right away and then come back later. But I'd rather do it this way. Put this in here, and then that way it's in place. I wonder if my adjustable parallels, they should slide underneath there. I can put my adjustable parallels to hold it in place up. Let's see. Well, let me see if that'll work. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to slide in there. I don't know if they'll slide into that slot. Gotta get them out. Ah, come on. I must have pushed it in there and then expanded it. Nope. So, cancel that idea. The parallels go under there? No. So, come on. Trying to get the parallel out from my mice here. There we go. You know. I'm not sure how I'm going to hold that. I should have thought about that a little more when I cut them off. They are a tad over 2 inches because they just barely. Well, that's an angle. I wonder was. It's a little over. That's not going to help me though. You put that up there and put an adjustable parallel in underneath that. Let's see. Next size bigger. That. Smaller. Slider, a little smaller. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, I see. This is sliding down into the slot on one end. Here, it's actually forcing its way into the slot. So, what happens if I put this? Nope, that's tall enough. So I need something underneath there. I'll figure it out one way or another. 5/16 tool bit. Or 3/8. Put a tool bit in there. There. Now, this. Well, I don't know if I'll have enough room for my smallest one. Gonna be a tight fit. Smaller. Smaller. Okay, so if I put that in there like that, slide that tight. go. There we go. It's kind of a kind of a kind of a funky setup, but I think it'll work. See what show you what I got here. I got a tool bit, adjustable parallel, all pushing up on the brass on the end there. So now we got to figure out how to hold it in the vise. I want to hold it this way so I can see the brass. I wonder if I just set it down on that. That should be good enough, right? Looks all right. We know those are straight, or straight enough anyway. All right, I think that'll work. I'm gonna have to move you. I'm gonna have to move you around to the other side. You can't see anything anyway. You're all zoomed in. So what I got is I just got it sitting on in the vise on those two tabs, and I'm going to crank the table down. Try and get a drill chuck in. That should be good enough. Where are you at here? Let's move this over here. Come on. How's that? You can kind of see. So now I'm going to take that 1/2-inch end mill out, put it away. Fresh regrind, and I don't want to get it dull right away. All dinged up and dull. I do have plastic coatings on them. It's wax and plastic. It's actually some stuff that I kind of wanted to make at one time for proofing block on my NC. It's you melt your wax, and then you take just plain old plastic grocery bags, melt your wax and get it hot, and then you add plastic grocery bags to it. And it turns into a real hard plastic, kind of a plastic wax. It's hard. And then you can pour out blocks of that, and then you can use it on your NC machines to proof for, to block in, put a block in there and proof, make sure you're going to be doing it, making your part right, and save all your chips, melt it down, and reuse it. You can use it again, use it over. All right. So we're going to put a drill in there, and I'm just going to eyeball this to the center of that brass on the other side here. It doesn't have to be exact, but it'll be close. Right. I got to miss that screw, and I got to miss that screw. So I'm going to get a center drill. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to crank it over until I miss that screw. That should be good right there. I'm going to zero that. Put a mark, center row mark for the drill. Get the Molly D. Little Molly D on that drill. And I want to go until I see brass chips come out. Because I want to drill into the brass a little ways, like that, right there. That way, the screw is always going to keep that brass in the right spot. Or the spot, or what did I say, center drill? The set screw. And I don't know if I have any 440 set screws, but I'll get some. So now I want to countersink that and then tap it. This countersink is not going to work. Oh, I know what I did last time. I used the center drill to bring it up to the thread size. And that'll work. Just like that. And I'm going to run a tap in there. Just so happens I got a 440 tap set up here. I got to go this afternoon and work on another snowblower, so I'm going to have to call it quits here pretty quick. Maybe after we get this one drilled up. Just turn that in carefully. I don't know if you're getting a shot of my shoulder or actually a shot of... Doesn't have to go all the way, because I'll finish it out anyway after I take it apart. I gotta make sure I mark the end of the that goes that way on the brass. Alright, now we'll crank it over and miss this screw. And then I'm going to put the lock screw in the center of those two. So I'm just going to eyeball it again. I got the readout zeroed on that one. Just want to go to eyeball it and then go to a good number. 965. I'm going to go, can I go 1 inch? 1 inch. I think 1 inch will sneak by it. Some LED. This bottle's just about empty, little bottle. I got a big bottle of it, but I just put it in little bottles because the stuff actually defies gravity. It'll weep out. It climbs up the wall and weeps out of the bottle. It's weird stuff, but it's really good stuff. It's a high sulfur oil, some type of oil. Made by Castrol, I think. Waiting for the brass to come out. There it is. I just drill down until I see the brass come out. It's going to put a good mark in there for... Now we'll bring this up to the tap, major diameter of the tap. And then we'll tap that. Put a little Molly D on that. Put that in there, bring that down until it touches. Crank it in. Ooh, I don't want to wiggle that parallel around too much. Careful. Be careful. Okay, that's good. Now we'll go 500 right in the middle. And that'll be it for the lock screw that I'll have to make. Okay, 500. Went and got, had my eye exam. They wanted to know if I wanted bifocals so they didn't have to take my glasses off for reading, and I go, nope. I want to just take my glasses off for reading and anything up close. So that way I can put my safety glasses on like I have right now and with no prescription in them, and I can read everything just fine. I can see that just fine. I like it that way. With bifocals, you got to look at the bottom, out of the bottom of your head, your eye all the time, and I don't like it. I had bifocals before, and I just did not like it. It took some getting used to start with, and even after you got used to it, it sucked. It sucks getting old. We got some snow to blow again too today. Only this time it'll be like concrete because it's the snow that the city plows off the street, and they don't drop the gate by your driveways. And so I got to go do the in-laws' driveway and then the sidewalk. We got another couple inches of snow. And down there, I can't use my tractor. I got to use a walk behind snowblower, and that sucks. Because up here around our house, you know, I got the tractor with a heated cab and sit inside, and I tell you what, that's the only way to go. That's the best thing I ever bought in my life. Sit in that heated cab and look at the poor neighbors down the road, walking with a walk behind snowblower, shivering their ass off, and you're sitting in the cab taking your sweater off. Yeah, I bought that. I had looked for years, for a couple years anyway, and kept going to John Deere and hounding them. I wanted one of those little utility tractors, and I asked them to let me know. Well, they got one in. They gave me a call. I went up there right away and looked at it. I said, sold. That's so they came and delivered it. It's got a cab on it. It's got snow blower. It's got a farmhand on it, a loader, and I got the tiller for it. So it's here we go. And that's it. So now, take that out of there. Got 3 holes in there. I'm going to unzoom you again if I can. Why did it do that? There we go. So, now I'm taking So you can pull this parallel out of there. Well, undo the, take an Allen wrench here and push on that adjustable parallel to make it smaller. There we go. Pull that out. That work actually looked pretty good. Oh, I want to mark that. I want to mark this brass. I'm going to do something that a guy I worked with just irritated the heck out of him. I'm going to use a center punch to mark this. And he always told me, why don't you go and get the steel stamps? Because I'm lazy. I just use this. So what I do is one for one, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, 4 for 4. He hated that. And just irritated the heck out of him, and I just laugh about it. Oh well. There we go. Looking good. Now all I got to do is carefully finish tapping these all the way through. Because with that brass in the way, there's going to be a couple threads down in the bottom that careful now. This one's got more than a couple threads. It's breaking through now. There we go. Now don't drop it on the floor. I've done that once before. I was doing a part like this, and I dropped it on the floor. Guess what happened? The tap stayed in the part, and the handle and everything went flying. Yeah, broke the tap right off. Okay, middle one. And the battery acting up in my pickup. I put my battery tester on. It says that it's at 50% health wise, and to replace it. And every time you have a battery that's about like that, and you try to go, and it's under warranty, that battery. It's only last March when I bought it. So how many months is that? May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So it's only 8-9 months old. You know, it's so I know that that's going to be a battle. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. Take it to them and say, here, have your trash back and give me a new one. Oh, that's the one I must have done already. I've done it twice on that one. To get these holes in both of them, the next thing to do is to I'm going to start the carriage, and I decided I am going to use aluminum 75 T651, and I'm going to mill it so that only two slabs or two parts of it ride on it. hopefully. You'll see when I get to it. You know, this lathe isn't going to go into production anyway, so if make a few aluminum parts on it, it's no big deal. Okie doke, there it is. I'm going to give it a little spritz of air. Okay. Slide this back in. Wrong way. Go that way. And then I'll have to see if I can find some 440 set screws. So I'm going to cut away here. Hopefully I'll get time this afternoon to put this video together and upload it. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.